In the boundless celestial palace, where marble pillars pierced a sea of clouds, lived Long, a young emerald dragon. He was a creature of immense power and even greater pride. His favorite pastime was playing with the dragon's pearl, a shimmering orb of liquid light that held the very essence of the cosmos. To him, it wasn't a sacred artifact, it was a toy. You play with the balance of the universe. Long, his father, the majestic old dragon king, would rumble from his throne. The pearl is not a trinket, it is my power. Long would roar back, his voice echoing with youthful arrogance. The power of a celestial dragon. Watch this. He would catch the pearl, inhale deeply, and exhale a perfect, swirling cyclone of clouds, a beautiful but empty display of might. You command the wind but do not understand it, the king observed, his gaze unwavering. You create rain but do not feel the thirst of the land. You possess power, but you lack wisdom. The wisdom is right here. Long spat, tossing the pearl high. At that moment, the fiery vermilion bird streaked across the sky on its annual patrol. Watch me outshine the phoenix. Long cried, rocketing upward in a boastful loop, tossing the pearl even higher in a flourish of vanity. But the vermilion bird, with the ancient gravity of its station, simply flapped its wings once. A sudden gust of hot wind struck Long. He lost his balance. His claws scrambled, slipping on the smooth surface of the pearl. For a heart-stopping moment, silence reigned. Then, the dragon's pearl began to fall. It plunged through the clouds, tore through the celestial gate with a deafening crack, and plummeted toward the mortal realm like a broken star. No, no. Long's desperate roar was swallowed by the void as he dove after it. Crash. The pearl slammed into a barren, rocky mountain. The cosmic light within it flared one last time, and then went dark. Long landed in a cloud of dust, digging frantically. But it was gone. In its place were thousands of cold, black, mundane shards of rock. The light was gone. The wisdom was gone. Instantly, the world changed. The wind ceased its whisper. The clouds vanished as if erased. At the foot of the mountain, a river stuttered, shrank, and dried up before his very eyes. The mortal realm had lost its harmony. Long tried to roar for rain, but without the pearl, his voice was just an empty sound in the dead silence of nature. His pride shattered, replaced by a cold, profound fear. Weeks turned into a suffocating eternity. Drought was the only word to describe the world now. The earth was cracked open like a wound under a sickly yellow sky. Long, having shrunk his form, was now a weary green dragon, his scales dulled with failure and despair. He had tried everything. He dug wells with his powerful claws, but no water came. He blew away the suffocating dust, but it simply settled back down. His celestial strength was useless against a broken natural order. He walked past a desolate village. There, a young mother sat against a dead tree, using the last murky sip of water from a clay bowl to moisten the lips of her limp child. She didn't drink a single drop herself. Long, the once proud celestial dragon, felt a new, burning sensation, shame. That night, as he lay in the dry river bed, the ethereal form of the old dragon king appeared beside him. I have failed, Long rasped. I cannot find it. I have broken the world. You are still looking for an object, the king's voice was gentle. You are still trying to fix with strength. You lost the pearl, but you carried its largest shard with you. He gestured to Long's claw, which clutched the biggest black rock he had found, a constant reminder of his failure. You possessed it, Long, but you never understood it. Wisdom is not something you hold in your claws. It is something you nurture in your heart. Go. Live as they do. Feel their thirst. The king dissolved. Long looked at the black shard and finally let it go. He was no longer a celestial dragon. He was just a creature, desperate for balance. To survive, Long hid his true form, taking the shape of a large green snake. He slithered across the scorching earth, his journey a pilgrimage of humility. He passed an old, skeletal farmer methodically planting shriveled seeds into the cracked ground. It's useless, Long hissed. The earth is dead. The old man didn't look up. The earth is only sleeping, he replied, his voice thin but steady. I do not plant for what I see today. I plant for the hope of tomorrow. Long froze. He understood power, but he had never understood hope. He moved on and saw a turtle, making its slow, patient way toward a distant mountain, driven by the belief that water could still be found. And Long began to understand. True power wasn't creating a cyclone for show. It was the farmer's hope. It was the turtle's endurance. It was the mother's selfless sacrifice. His journey led him back to where it all began, the barren mountain where the pearl had shattered. Below, the dying villagers were performing a last, desperate rain ritual, their drumbeats weak and hopeless. Long looked down, and for the first time, he truly felt their pain. Their thirst was his thirst. He remembered his father's words. Wisdom is something you nurture in your heart. He slithered to the largest black shard. It was still cold, still dead. He didn't try to command it. He coiled his body around the stone. He remembered the mother's love, the farmer's hope. Taking a deep breath, Long exhaled his own dragon chi, his very life force, onto the stone. Nothing happened. He exhaled again, pouring out his essence. His vibrant green scales began to turn gray. With one final, whispered breath, he gave everything. For life. The stone didn't shatter into pieces. It dissolved into dust, and flowed into Long's body. In the silence, Long felt it. A current, the flow of a river, the breath of the wind, the patience of the earth. The pearl was never lost. It had simply shattered, waiting to be understood, waiting to be earned. The dragon's pearl was reborn, not in his claws, but inside his chest. Wisdom and power were now one. Long unfurled, returning to his celestial dragon form, but he was changed. A soft, warm, green light glowed from his chest. The dragon's pearl was now his heart. He ascended into the sky, not with a prideful roar, but in an ancient, graceful dance he now understood. He exhaled, and not lightning, but a gentle mist emerged. Tears of empathy fell from his eyes, and as they fell, dark clouds began to gather, not by command, but by natural convergence. Then, a single drop of rain. Then another. A gentle, patient rain began to fall, soaking deep into the thirsty earth. In the valley below, the desperate drums of the ritual turned into disbelieving, joyous cheers. Long soared through the sky, no longer a king, but a guardian. He had finally learned that the greatest power is not to possess, but to serve. When he returned to the celestial palace, the old Dragon King was waiting. He said nothing, merely looked at his son's chest, where the new pearl now shone with a steady, living light. Now, the king said, his voice filled with pride at last. You are ready. He gestured to the mortal realm below, where rivers were filling and the land was returning to green. It is your responsibility, not your privilege. Long nodded. He looked down at the world, his eyes no longer filled with arrogance, but with a deep, profound understanding. He flew over the celestial palace, no longer a solitary performer, but a true part of the great cosmic balance. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more tales from myth and legend. We'll see you next time.